What up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Matt White, and today I'm going to give you my thoughts on the biopic drama called Priscilla, which is supposed to be based on the true story, and it's supposed to be based on the book of Elvis and Me, and it's telling the love story of the life with Priscilla, between her and Elvis Presley. Early on in the story, we start to see Priscilla meeting up with Elvis Presley at a party. She was 14 and he was 24. They both connected and fell in love, and they had a commitment relationship, but with a few conditions. That she was only allowed to still go to school while he's away on tour if she's going to start living with him in Graceland. And most of the time, he's not around much. But when they hit it off, they do hit it off and they have a strong connection. But Elvis is not one of those people that just dates a minor and just simply just takes the next step and takes advantage of her. He's very old fashioned. He's willing to wait until marriage and until she turns 18. And there's a moment in the film where her father interrogated the hell out of him to make sure that she's safe and that she's not going to get hurt. And yeah, back in the day, like, I'm surprised that they were able to allow Elvis Presley dating a 14-year-old girl, because she was so young. She was only 10 years younger than Elvis Presley at the time. In reality, if he was not a famous rock star in the world, that would never fly, ever. But since he's Elvis, he's the king of rock and roll, he's a superstar. So yeah, they're willing to make an exception. And I thought that the two cast members of Cailee, who plays Priscilla, and Jacob, who plays Elvis, I thought they did a very job capturing the character a lot. Even especially Jacob, which I'm so surprised that he was cast to play Elvis Presley, especially coming off of the heels of seeing the movie Elvis with Austin Butler, who did a great job with the performance. I definitely thought he captured the Elvis Presley very well, with the whole acting and the whole mannerism and how he acted back in the day. And I thought Cailee, which I'm not familiar with her work, I've only seen her in one film with Pacific Rim Uprising with John Boyega, which I thought that movie was awful. And I don't think she was a bad actress, but I thought her performance was very solid. She very captures the character who was full of isolation and loneliness, but she was all about devoting her life to Elvis Presley. When she met Elvis, she could not believe that he took interest in her and willing to date her. And now she's all about devoting her life and commitment to him. And throughout the whole film, throughout her whole life, she's been trying to win his affection, but it's never really enough because he's not around that much. But even when he comes around and spends time with her, they're mostly in bed together, or they mostly go shopping from time to time. And she's mostly by herself, and she goes to school and she's having a hard time sleeping. And there was one scene with, and this is a minor spoiler, but then again, it's a true story. It already happened. She definitely was willing to cheat on an exam so that she can graduate, so that she doesn't get shipped back home to her parents and not be able to be with Elvis Presley. And yeah, that was accurate to what happened. And there are a few moments in the film where they get too overheated, because Elvis does have a temper. He's going through a lot of problems as well, especially with the whole gossip that's been thrown around that he's having an affair, which he did have an affair with had an affair. He did cheat on her at times when he was on tour, and he was just trying to straight up deny the press. And there's just moments where he does this outburst, and there's moments where he throws a chair right near her when that demo did not work for him, and he definitely apologizes right away. It just shows you that, yeah, the whole relationship between her and Elvis did not quite click well with them together. Sometimes it can be great, and sometimes it can be a little bit toxic. And I thought they captured it very well, and it's very well directed. The cinematography was beautifully well done. Sofia Coppola, which I'm not fully familiar with her work. I only know one film that she made was called Lost in Translation, with Scarlett Johansson and Bill Murray, and I thought that movie was fantastic. And I think that she's supposed to be the daughter of Francis Ford Coppola. I could be wrong, and I'm probably gonna have to fact check that later, but I thought she did a solid job directing it. Now look, I'll give you my initial thoughts in the film. I didn't think it was one of her best work. I didn't think it was one of the best films of the year. It was okay at its best. I liked it, but didn't love it. The pacing, some of them worked in the first half, but most of the second half kind of dragged on a little bit, because every time you see the events that happen with the whole life between Priscilla and Elvis, there's sometimes that it hits, and then sometimes it just misses. Most of the time, it's just paint by numbers. Like, here's what happened and here's what happened, but you're not really like caught in the moment. You're not living in the moment between the two of them. And there's not a lot of emotional gut punch in this film to make me even feel connected or even care. And it felt very lackluster at times. It almost felt like they were relying too much on a little bit of the montages that happened during that time. and I wanted a little bit more. But overall, I still liked it for what it was. I wouldn't put this in my top 10 or top 5 favorite movies of the year. It's not a film that I would encourage you to rush out and see in theaters. I know it's got a lot of great reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. Some of you might really love the film more than I do, but overall, it just wasn't a movie that was made for me. It's a movie that I would probably watch once and never watch again. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that the actor who played Elvis, Jacob Elordi, I'm sorry if I'm butchering his last name. Yeah, I remember him in the show called Euphoria that really put his name on the map, and I think he's a very talented actor, and I can't wait to see more of what he'll do because I thought he did a great job playing Elvis Presley. Cailee did a great job playing Priscilla, and I only know, and I did a little bit of research of what was accurate and was not, and they only got like three things wrong, and that's about it. But most of the stuff has been mostly accurate at the time. So, what did you think of Priscilla? Did you like this movie? Did you really loved it, and it's one of your favorite films of the year, or were you someone out there that just wasn't for you, and it didn't like hit you the way you thought it would? Just jump down in the comment section below and leave me your thoughts. I would love to hear your feedback. If you like this review, give it a thumbs up on my video. Subscribe to my channel for more videos to come. If you want to find my social media links, the link tree would be down in the description down below, where you can find my social media platforms there. And I hope you guys have a great day, great evening, wherever you're from. And I hope you guys stay safe and take care.